Venezuela's grave economy, digging up the dead for gold. When money lost all value in Venezuela, people started digging up the dead, literally, to find something worth trading. Welcome to Weird Geo Economy, the channel where we uncover the darkest, strangest, and most unbelievable economic tales from around the world. Today, we're heading to Venezuela, a country where inflation was so brutal. Cemeteries became gold mines, and tombstones were just the beginning of the black market. We're in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. But really, this story stretches to cities and towns across the country, from Maracaibo to Barquisimeto. Venezuela, once one of the richest nations in South America, thanks to its vast oil reserves, is now infamous for its economic collapse, hyperinflation, and humanitarian crisis. In the worst-hit neighborhoods, where food was scarce, jobs had vanished, and currency was worth less than toilet paper, some people turned to an unthinkable source of wealth: cemeteries. Because when there's no money, this isn't a metaphor. People were literally digging up graves to steal gold teeth, jewelry, and valuables buried with the deceased. With Venezuela's inflation hitting over 1,000,000% in 2018, cash became meaningless. Salaries were destroyed overnight. People stopped checking bank accounts because even if you were paid, you couldn't buy bread the next day. Desperation reached a level where grave robbing was no longer a crime of greed. It became a form of survival. Thieves, often working at night, would break into cemeteries and open coffins looking for gold chains, rings, watches, and especially gold fillings or teeth. Small, discreet, and easy to melt or because Venezuela's currency, the bolivar, lost over 99.999% of its value in just a few years. Government mismanagement, over-reliance on oil, political chaos, and brutal US sanctions led to one of the most severe economic implosions in modern history. With salaries evaporating and food prices skyrocketing, citizens had to turn to barter, black market currencies, or tangible valuables, like gold, to survive. In a country where supermarket shelves were empty and the minimum wage couldn't buy a single egg, traditional economic activity was replaced with a new grim kind of trade. Gold became king, and if you couldn't mine it, you dug it up, literally. The shadow economy became more dominant than the real one, and when people ran out of options,
There's no single group behind this. It was a mix of desperate locals, black market smugglers, organized looters, and even rogue funeral workers who realized that cemeteries held hidden value. Local residents reported seeing open graves, desecrated tombs, and scattered bones, especially in older cemeteries. In some towns, graveyards had to hire night guards, not to protect the living, but to stop the dead from being stripped. Meanwhile, black market gold buyers, often connected to criminal gangs or smugglers, were ready to pay cash for anything with gold content. No questions asked. Gold teeth became currency, and the dead became collateral. Funeral homes, families, cemetery managers, everyone was caught in this disturbing new economy where morality had to step aside for survival.
some Venezuelan families began exhuming their own deceased relatives to remove jewelry and gold fillings before grave robbers could get to them first, essentially robbing their own dead as a form of protection. The black market rate for gold teeth in Venezuela skyrocketed, with some being sold, melted, and trafficked to neighboring countries like Colombia or Brazil for cash or food. Cemeteries in some cities became unofficial economic zones, with reports of entire grave sites being stripped bare, bones scattered, and even skeletons missing, all for the gold hidden in their mouths or on. Venezuela's economic collapse didn't just destroy jobs, savings, and livelihoods. It redefined what people saw as valuable. When inflation erased wealth and money became a joke, the country turned to anything that held intrinsic value. And tragically, that included the dead. It's a haunting example of what happens when a national economy breaks down completely, when the rules disappear and desperation writes a new kind of playbook. For more stories that uncover the strange, dark corners of global economics, hit that subscribe button and